What's up, guys? I bring to you today a new game. It's a two-player. This is against my friend Fabian probably. And we played a couple days ago, so this is kind of a rematch. I hadn't played him in a while, and I just randomly saw him 2 days ago. Randomly saw him just now. So I've started out with grabbing Roman roads. I did that because it was the only good wonder right there. I don't consider Acropolis worth taking ever. It's fun to play with, but not worth taking. So what I did is I took Roman roads. It might be the best wonder. I used to think it was not that great. Like I used to just really not enjoy spending four actions on it, but I'm liking it more and more. So he took Caesar. I was considering taking Caesar there if he hadn't taken on my next turn. That is, but because he took it, I'm going with Hippo, and I'm skipping the mine there, the second mine. He elects Caesar, gets a third mine, doesn't um yeah. I forgot what he grabbed there, but that was basically his basic pretty basic turn. So I'm looking at Caesar and I grab Nostradamus because that's pretty good counter, right? Also Nostradamus is just good overall. Um, so he's doing the Caesar thing here, throwing some events down the chute. It's Colosseum and Engineering Genius. So he goes ahead and finishes that up. So I'm looking at trying to finish this Wonder so I can get some rocks coming in. Still at 2 rocks per turn. I haven't made the third mine yet. Irrigation is interesting here for sure, but so is Monarchy for 2. Guys, I love Monarchy. I just I know it's like not everybody's favorite, but I can survive the whole game on Monarchy. I feel like it's all I need, and I get it early. Whereas if you wait for an age 2 government, you might be waiting a long time. He's gonna go with he throws some events down. Goes for the third farm. This is something I'm seeing more lately. I'm doing it more, and especially with Jan in the game, third farm seems to be uh, not always the right choice, but more often than it used to be. So I'm interested in cartography just because I planned to play a lot of events, but it was either cartography or engineering genius because I wanted to finish that wonder, and there wasn't anything really else, so I grabbed engineering genius instead of cartography, and I did that because I hadn't seen a single territory at that point. He does. Let's see. I missed those two. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, he goes nuts on the events there. Pestilence was one of them. The Pestilence is one that I played as Nostradamus. Um, but he goes for Barbarossa now. Barbarossa now he hasn't built a single lab, which is super aggressive. And Barbarossa, another aggressive choice and a great counter to Pestilence hitting him just now. So I'm grabbing irrigation partly because of that pestilence, partly to keep up with Barbarossa, and partly because there's only one sled to breed. And then it's a question of what do I do with these actions? I'm feeling pretty safe so far. I'm only down by 5 effectively, and I have 2 boats, so I'm able to defend that attack. So I go ahead and invest in a third mine finally. Um, Looking back at this game, I don't know if that was just too late for that third mine. It's pretty late. But um, did I do it? Did I get other things done with that? In the meantime, was I using? I wasn't really using that guy. Was I using the resources for something else? Not really. So I don't know. It's looking back, maybe not a wise move to put it off that much. He goes for theocracy and knights, and he does everything he can to get strong. Basically, he's super aggressive. I'm down by effectively 8 on the military, so that's not good. I can only cover 5. So there's not, well, okay, so what I do have here, I have an out, which is new deposits. I'm trying to make this work without it just because I think I was worried about corruption. Yeah, probably corruption. So I'm trying to see if this can work. I can't finish the the wonder because that's 2, and then it takes 4 to finish it. So I'm looking at, okay, what can I do? I'm not super happy with this situation. I'm really not, but there it is. And looking back, I don't think I could have. I mean, well, could I have? Because I can't copy. He had Legion, but I couldn't copy that and build 2 warriors. Probably should have built the warrior the previous turn. So yeah, he does enslave me, unfortunately. I do have the tactic though, the phalanx, which is great, and I can finish this wall, no problem. That puts me pretty close, but again, not close enough. So at this point, I have to trigger dark new deposits. I mean, which means I have to play Dark Ages in order to defend. That is because I need the extra resources. See, there it is. I don't have the resources to build that 3rd swordsman, and I'm thinking about actually just going with this anyway. But I realized no, I do want to be able to defend. So Dark Ages it is, and here it comes. And I have to copy Legion. Oops. Yeah, so there it is. I'm now within 4 strength, so I'm safe. Reign of Terror coming up. Not looking forward to that at this point. He spends 3 on Napoleon. Classic base game move, really. I mean, and it's the right move here, I think. I think you did the right thing there. But because there's no Gandhi in this game, and there's Winston Churchill. uh, yeah. So I mean, this is looking like an aggressive game, just looking at the leaders and the wonders. There's Transcontinental Railroad in there, Great Wall was in there. So I think he saw from the beginning, okay, this is going to be a pretty military game. So I grabbed drama there because I'm thinking, all right, I got Nostradamus, I got the Great Wall, I can hang on. I can probably hang on to um, and not completely wipe out here. But I'm gonna need some kind of edge. I can't just survive. I have to also get something out of this. Like survive. Surviving is great, but then if you just have the same, points as he does at the end of that, like where'd you get? So drama was kind of my attempt to get an edge on him. And he's gone Napoleon, and I definitely fearing what that's going to amount to for him. But again, I'm thinking, this is the beginning of age 2, relatively speaking, and I need to get an edge. Like I can't just defend. I have the things that I need in place already for defense. I have the phalanx, and I have a lot of food coming in, and so I'm gonna get a pretty decent defense at some point. It's coming. It's coming. But meanwhile, I need to do something to get that edge on him. So I get coal and efficient upgrade, 2 of them, which I think is like so satisfying to get 2 of them. To get 2 in coal is such a great combo. Um, Watt is in the game, but he's not out yet. So he goes and declares a territory war on me and gets pretty strong. And I make the mistake here of forgetting how Nostradamus works. I thought that his +3 would apply to wars, but it doesn't. It doesn't. So my first instinct was to say, ignore the war, just go for this upgrade. Just get that the rocks going. Then I second guessed myself and thought, if I get just 2 more strength, then I can get 1 less yellow, right? I can keep one more yellow. He gets 1 less yellow. that's a 2 yellow swing. That's worth it, I thought. And it turns out that that's just not how it works. He actually, yeah. So, in case you guys didn't know that, you probably all knew that, but yeah. And by that last action, I didn't quite know what to do. I needed to commit to something. I could either commit to drama or commit to coal, and I figured with 2 efficient upgrades, I'm committing to coal at this point. So he steals the 2 yellow, and I'm like, what? That, oh, so that's too bad. But there it is. He cedes negotiation and reveals knowledge of the ancients. Dark Ages is next. He's still on, well, he has a 3 science a turn now. He did finish the Universitas. But he is still on 1 lab. So I'm considering playing economic progress here because I'm going to have at least 2 coal mines versus his 3 bronze. So I go ahead and play that. Also, because Nostradamus gets extra points. Another reason to play it. And I have more food coming in to boot. So end up I end up not playing drama here. This is the last chance I have to play drama. And I figured with all the military going on, I just don't have the time. I can't get drama. I can't get into that. I had to disband a bronze just to deal with the happiness issue from losing 2 yellows. Though there's good harvest, which he played. There's James Watt, right on time. Yeah, I guess I could have waited for him. For that matter, I mean, yeah. So I have that option here. I mean, he would have saved me. Yeah, I don't know. It's the it was the thing is I had that extra action a couple turns ago, and needed to do something with it. So I researched. I wasn't gonna wait. So I go with Darwin here. Um, I'm gonna undo this. I don't actually elect him, but I thought Darwin was a pretty good choice here because I have team sports, I have no religion, and I had 2 labs still. Um, his 2 points a turn is significant in this situation because it's such a military game. It's going to be a pretty low scoring game. So 2 points a turn is pretty serious. But I don't quite elect him yet, just because I wanted to get strength, and so I went for that instead. I have enough strength to defend at least. He plays the event triggering that international thing, and I don't know. I forgot what he took, honestly. Oh, does it say right there? No. Um, oh, there it is. 3 science he stole. So yeah, that's not good. That's a good card to come out that early in age 3. Now he gets a little more strength, so I'm down by, what is that, 9? Yeah, I can't cover 9 unless I draw a boat. I definitely didn't want him to get Air Force. I didn't see myself getting Air Force anytime soon because of my science. But by electing Darwin and then grabbing Air Force, I got Air Force for just 1. And I'm preparing. I played the team sports, just getting ready for. Inevitably, I'm going to build 1 at some point. But I wanted to first upgrade my second mine. Again, getting a little bit more of the edge. He kills Darwin, unfortunately, but he could have done much worse. He must not have had really that much else to do with that. Like, that was his best aggression, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe he was just trying to fish out some boats, and he had a better aggression. I'm not quite sure. He goes to 34 strength on my tactic. I didn't think he'd make much use of my tactic because he had so many swordsmen, but evidently he didn't draw anything good, anything better than that. So, looking at the situation, I'd triggered terrorism. I had elite culture, but he has no buildings. Have you ever seen that? I don't know if I've ever seen that where terrorism does absolutely nothing. It was pretty cool. Pretty good move on his part to have no urban buildings. Definitely wanting to grab modern infantry here because he has so many swordsmen, and I want to keep him off of the age 3 tactics and strength. I'm not going to use modern infantry, but that was definitely on the priority list. I'm also thinking like, okay, these leaders are useless to me. Winston's coming up, but so is, and I could have maybe spent 3 on Winston. I considered that, but so is Pierre. Pierre's coming up, and Pierre is kind of a little bit of a counter to Winston or to any aggression for that matter. So there's why I played economic progress. I got 5 rocks more than he did there. I think that was worth it. And I think I got the Nostradamus points, right? I don't remember. I think I just said that earlier, but I don't remember. So there's a nice reason to play economic progress when you're looking at 2. I mean, it was not just the 6 to 3, but it was also the corruption that got him. Anyway, Pierre. Yeah, I did go for Pierre here. I could have waited. I could have, but I was pretty excited about Pierre. I don't know. Um, I thought I thought about building a second team sports, but instead I grabbed military buildup, which I think was a good trade. 2 points for 8 rocks. Politics of strength. A really annoying card. But here's Empire State Building. And if you saw that just now, I get 21 points if I finish that as it is. And so here's where finally I have something that could pay off. Something that would give me a reason to have invested so much in coal and upgrading that. And it's either that or Manhattan Project at this point. Oh, no, actually, there's also, um, yeah. Go ahead, and I did declare at this point. There was one more wonder. It was the UN was in here, I think. Anyway, we'll see if it's in there or not. Yeah, I'm looking at Empire State Building and I'm like, yeah, that looks good. And I could have finished it here and gotten 21. But I was thinking, well, what if I wait? Maybe I can get 28 out of this because, it's I'm pretty close on strength with him, as surprising as that is. I pretty close on, well, science. I need 3 more science to get more. But we were tied for, what was it? There was one more thing. Anyway, I got him on culture right now. And yeah, I figured I could get strength if I waited, depending on which way he went. I mean, I could have also, instead of strength, go for the science. So that was the big decision here. Do I finish it now or do I wait and try to get more? On the risk, of course, that he somehow gets more on 2 different things and then I only get 14 points because I waited. So that's what I was kind of trying to weigh up. Like, um, yeah. And then I also went ahead and just built some, I used that military buildup to get stronger than him. So at this point, Empire State Building is worth, um, 28 points. And Olympic Games is declared, so if he wants to declare war, he will lose 8 points. Yeah, there's United Nations. So there, it did come out. So I still have the Air Force and modern infantry. I'm definitely not researching those. I'm only going to get one more turn, right? So yeah, this is the last. This will be the last turn next. And he's got the hard job of deciding like, do I try to beat him on strength or do I try to go for points right now? Um, he knows that he's behind at this point due to the Empire State Building. So there's a choice between do I try to reduce his Empire State Building or do I try to go for my own points? He plays an event. It's inhabited territory. I consider throwing 2 warriors, but I realized no, I'd rather have the strength from those guys from the second one. Um, so And also I had thrown away impact of colonies, and that was really, and I had plenty of happiness. I wasn't too worried about population or food, so really saw no reason to go any harder than that for that territory this late in the game. So he has the option of a movie here. That would be 8 points. He's got a he I know he sees the United Nations. He sees it. Manhattan's only worth 4. So those are his options basically. Those are what he's looking at for points. He did get a little stronger than me, but then I was able to build a second team sports and get 2 more strength, and then um, got back to where I was stronger. So, and here I'm trying to figure out, yeah, I can get the 28 points, no problem. But what else do I do with this turn? Do I try to go for science? Like I didn't have rocks or actions for going for science. So, um, so I was just considering I have 3 extra actions. What can I do with that? And it ended up going for, I had played Impact of Agriculture earlier. So I go for that. But then I realized, wait, I can kind of reverse this a little bit. Build the farm first, and then finish the Empire State Building in the hopes that he thinks that I'm finishing the farm to get the food advantage for the Empire State, not for impact of agriculture. Cold War. So yeah, he missed out on that. We both did. Next up is impact of agriculture. So he takes quite a bit on this turn. I might just fast forward this because he does take quite a bit of time. Well, what do we got here? 30 seconds. We'll just fast forward a little bit. There, I skipped a little ahead. He built a second journalist is basically all he was able to do. Oh, and he got stronger than me. So pretty close game overall. Pretty close. 11-point difference. That's could have ended quite the opposite way. It was a very close game. And good game to Fabian. And thanks for watching, guys.